Hello, Assalamualaikum everyone. Today in my part, I will share you guys the next playground equipment which is seesaw. I know this seesaw is very familiar among you, isn't it? So let's continue with the topic seesaw. Okay, I want to ask you, when did the last time you play the seesaw? I don't remember, but I know I love to play or ride the seesaw with my friends. I think that you have the same opinion with me, isn't it? Okay. Actually, do you know what is definition of seesaw? Okay, let me explain to the next slide. Okay, seesaw is also known as teeter-totter. The teeter-totter is famous among the US. They usually pronounce seesaw as a teeter-totter. Teeter-totter or a seesaw is a long, narrow board supported by a single pivot point that is located at the midpoint between the both ends. Okay? When one as goes up and the other one will goes down. It works continuously. It is commonly found at the parks and also the school playgrounds. Okay. Other than that, the seesaw is one of the oldest and the most traditional of playground features. For centuries, it was also one of the most basic of plank balance on a central fulcrum. The single pivot point at the middle we call as a fulcrum. Okay? Okay. Do you know how does the seesaw works? Okay, it works like this. When you put weight on one end by sitting on one side of the beam, it will drop to the ground. This is because the force of gravity is acting on your body weight, pulling it and make the beam down or the plank down. How much weight is pulling down on the beam is depend on your body mass. Next, the heavier you are, the larger the gravitational force will act. When you want to play the seesaw, you have to play with the friends uh, to make the process up and down. So in order to make the process up and down, you have to play with friends, or you can play with the someone that have a high body mass than you, so that you can make it more fun when playing with your friends. So other than that, the if you want to make the seesaw balance, you have to play with someone that have the equal mass with you. Okay? When you play with someone that are heavier than you, you'll be like this, and also like this, and also like this, and it will work continuously, and you can enjoy riding riding the seesaw. Okay? Okay. Have you ever wondered what is the science concept of seesaw? Okay, let me explain to you about the science concept of the seesaw. The science concept of seesaw, it is an example of a simple machine. I bet that everyone have have Familiar with the simple machine, isn't it? That is part of the physics field. Okay? In physics, the simple machines is a tools that make us to do work more easily. One of the simple machine is a lever. Lever is an example of a simple machine. A lever is a straight rod or board that pivots on a stationary point called a pivot point or fulcrum. Levers also often used to lift a heavy load. A seesaw, a shovel, and a wheelbarrow are all examples of levers. Okay, next. This is the part of a simple lever. The lever consists three parts, which is effort, fulcrum, and also load. Okay, we continue. Okay, as I mentioned just now, a machine is any device that helps us to do work more easily. One of the simplest type of machines is the lever. Okay, a lever consists of a rigid rod or bar which is free to turn about a fixed point that we call as a fulcrum. It is the middle here. Okay, fulcrum. Okay, this rod turns when a force called the effort is applied to overcome another force called load. Okay, that is the parts of a simple lever. Okay, next we continue to the next slide. Okay, I think you are being familiar with the simple machine, isn't it? So I will explain simple about the class of levers. Okay, basically the levers has three types of class, which is the first class of lever, second class of lever, and also third class of lever. Okay, each type of class has different parts of fulcrum, the load, and the force. Okay, let's look at the first class lever. In the first class lever, the fulcrum here, the fulcrum is the between the load and also the effort or force. Okay, the example of the first class lever that we can see in our daily life is scissor, seesaw, and also the weighing balance. Okay, for the second class lever, we can see that the load is at the middle and it is between the fulcrum and also the force or effort. In second class lever, the example that we can see is the wheelbarrow, bottle opener, and also the nutcracker. While in the third class lever, we can see that the effort or the force is between the load and also the fulcrum. The example that we can see in our daily life is a rope, staplers, and also the fishing rod. Okay, let's continue to the next slide. Okay, this is the examples of levers that you can see so that you can get a better understanding about the three types of class of lever. So we can see here in the first class lever, in this picture of the scissor, the fulcrum or the pivot point is at the middle and it is between the force and also the load. Okay, when you apply the force, the load will go upwards. So when it can cut something or cut paper when you apply the force. Okay, next. This is one of the picture that shows that how the lever can make the people or make the people's life is easier as we can lift a heavy loads like this when a person put an effort, so it can load, it can lift the heavy load here so that the load will go upwards. Okay. In the second class lever, we can see that this is a wheelbarrow. Okay, so this is effort. In the second class lever, the position of load is between the effort and also the fulcrum. Okay, you put the load here and you make an effort here, so so it makes you easier to carry the load. Okay. So next one, the picture is about nutcracker. Okay, this is the effort and this is the load and the fulcrum. Okay, when you apply the force, when you grip like that, the load or the nut will crack, will open, so that it is easier for you to open the nut. Okay, since the nuts is very hard to open, so we use the nutcracker to eat the nut, so it can make us easier to what we call to crack the nuts. Okay, next, the third class lever is a typical stapler that I just mentioned just now. From the picture, you can see here is the fulcrum, the effort, the load. As we know that for the third class lever, the position of effort is between the fulcrum and also the load. So when you apply the effort here and the load or the paper, when you pull down the stapler, it will staple the paper, so it makes you easier to staple the paper in our daily life. Okay, the last one, the picture showed a broom. A broom can in the third class lever. This is because the fulcrum, no, the effort is a between, between or at the midpoint, while the fulcrum and the load at the ends. Okay. So when you try to what we call to grab the end part of the broom, you can you grip the upper ones and you use the other hand as effort at the middle, so it goes like this. So you can the fulcrum is not moved, and then the effort you like this, so it can makes you sweep the floor. The load here, okay, the load here, the load is such as a floor, so you can sweep your floor easily, like that. Okay. Okay, next. Before that, I want to share with you guys some interesting facts. Okay, since we know that the most common playground design of seesaw features a board balanced in the center, a person sits on each end and they take turns pushing their feet against the ground to lift to lift their side into the air. Playground seesaws usually have handles for the rider to grip a stay seat facing each other, facing each other with their friends, isn't it? So, one problem with the seesaw design is that if a child allows himself or herself to hit the ground suddenly after jumping or exits the seesaw at the bottom, the other child may fall and be injured. For this reason, seesaws are often mounted above a soft surface such as foam, wood chips, or sand. Okay? However, as our generations become more and more modern, the seesaw nowadays that we can see has advanced with the use of springer or spring as a fulcrum, since it had immense potential, especially if it is employed more than once. Some of the designers seesaw they use the variety of ranges of spring, such as a 2, 3, and even 4 grounded embedded springs to create movement that is not confined to just up and down to make more fun. When we use the variety of spring here, uh, this is the 3 spring on a blazer seesaw, the 2 spring in the horse seesaw, the 4 spring in the home seesaw. It will make the child to play and make it more enjoyable to play with their friends. I would like to play all of this seesaw after this. So you guys come and join me. Okay? So next we go to the tutorial on the application of theory that is related to the seesaw just now using our surrounding. Since in a COVID-19 situation, I cannot go out to the playground to show you guys how it works. So I will show you about the simple concept on the theory of a theory of the simple machines as it related to my topic, which is seesaw. Okay, let's enjoy the video, guys. So this is the tutorial on the first concept of simple machine, which is the first class level. Okay, let's see how it works.
Assalamualaikum everyone. Since in COVID situation, I cannot go out to the playground to play my seesaw. So, I want to show you guys about the simple tutorial that you can do at home. Here, I want to show you guys on simple concept on simple machine. This is my hanger balance. This concept is related with the seesaw concept, which is the first class lever. As I mentioned in the slide, the condition of the fulcrum at the middle is between the load and the effort. Okay, so I will balance my system by using my favorite candy, which is M&M chocolate. Okay, so guys, let's see how it works. So guys, I will put 3 candy on my left side of my paper cups. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So, from here, you can see that it will become heavy than the right side, isn't it? how about if I put 8 candies on my right side? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can see that on my left side, on my right side, it will become more heavy than the left side. What about if I put, no. How about if I take out 5 candy from my right side? So I took back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see that it will become balanced. If you put the same or equal mass in the both sides, the system will become balanced. That is how the simple machine and the seesaw concept are related, and this is how they works. Okay guys, as a conclusion, the unbalance and a balance in this hanger system is because of the force of gravity is acting on the weight of the paper cups that consist of chocolate candy, pulling it down and making it down. So how much weight is pulling down on the system depends on the mass of the paper cups. The heavier the paper cups, the larger the gravitational force. To balance the paper cup again, you need a counteracting force on the other side. You have to equal the mass, or you have to equal mass in both sides to make it balance. So this is how it is related to the seesaw concept. Okay guys, as a conclusion, the unbalance and a balance in this hanger system is because of the force of gravity is acting on the weight of the paper cups that consist of chocolate candy, pulling it down and making it down. So how much weight is pulling down on the system depends on the mass of the paper cups. The heavier the paper cups, the larger the gravitational force. To balance the paper cup again, you need a counteracting force on the other side. You have to equal the mass, or you have to equal mass in both sides to make it balance. So this is how it is related to the seesaw concept. That's all from the tutorial today. Thank you.
Okay guys, have you done watch the first tutorial concept, which is the first class lever? So next video, I want to show with you guys the second concept of the third class lever in a simple machine. So let's enjoy my last video for this topic. Okay?
Okay guys, next I want to show you the simple tutorial concept on a third class lever. As we know that in the third class lever, the position of the effort is between the fulcrum and also the load. So the example of third class lever can be a typical stapler here. This is my baby stapler, okay? So we can see that the pivot point is the fulcrum here. Okay, and the effort is at the middle here. Here is effort. This is the load. Okay, the example is pepper. Okay, pepper. Okay, Okay. Okay, when you exert a force at the middle here, you can work on load, which is you can staple the paper. So this is how the stapler works in the third class lever. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone. Are you guys still okay with our group presentation? Have you guys take your breakfast yet? It's okay. You guys can take it after this class and okay? So, let me introduce myself. My name is Nur Atika binti Kamaruli and I am your last presenter for today's presentation. So, let me explain about one of the most popular playground game, which is football. Okay. Have you guys ever played football? Do you know what is football game? What? You don't know? Okay, you haven't seen football game in a long time? It's okay. Let's watch this video, okay? Okay, so do you remember what is football? Okay, I ask you again. Have you ever played football? What? You guys never play football? Because you are female? No. We also got lot of female who play football. Or maybe some of them are playing futsal. Actually, football, futsal and soccer involve the same rules, which is kicking the ball in order to score the goals. Okay, let me explain in detail. What is football? Football is called association football or soccer game in which it involves two teams of 11 players using any part of their bodies, especially their legs, and they can also use their head, except their hand and arms. Try to maneuver the balls into the opposing team's goals. Also, they got goalkeeper. Goalkeeper are able to handle the balls and may also do only within the penalty area surrounding the goals. The team that scores the highest goal will win. Okay. As you already watched the video, you can see that football is actually a very competitive game because you need to score the highest goal in order to win between the two opponents. It also involves a very fun and interactive game because the player can play with lot of their friends because there's a lot of members in one group. Because of the competitiveness and also the teamwork, football also offer a very healthy activity because, as you know, the size of football court, football playground can actually vary and it actually quite large Because of that, the player need to run, walking, and also they need to use all part of their body, and this involves a very active and highly vigorous activity. Also, as I already mentioned to you, football is a very popular game, especially for the boys. Do you know why? Because boy love quite rough game, right? Unlike we girls, we like more soft game such as playing dolls, playing cooking. But boys love to running competition with their friends, shouting. Okay, okay. Before I explain in detail, I want to ask you guys: do you know that football actually offer lot of science concept, especially in, okay, we got physics, biology. Let's not talk too detail. Let's focus on physics concept, shall we? Because I know you guys love physics, right? So let's focus on the physics concept in football game. We got Newton law of motion, which is which can be explained in football game. Do you know what is Newton law of motion? Wait. Newton law of motion is actually a relation between the forces acting on a body and the motion of the body. It is formulated by the English physicist and mathematician Sir Isaac Newton. Because of that, this concept is named as Newton law of motion. Okay. The first law of motion states that if a body is at rest of moving at a constant speed in a straight line, it will remain at rest or keep moving. This is actually inertia. Do you know inertia concept? Like some of my friends already discussed about this concept. Actually, Newton's first law can also be applied for the football playground games. This can be explained: if you put the ball in a static position, it will remain there. Or if you apply forces, for example, kicking the ball will keep accelerating even though you no longer kicking the ball. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Good. Okay. How about this Newton third law of motion? Okay. Newton third law of motion is a quantitative description of the changes that a force can produce on a motion of a body. It states that the time rate of change of the momentum is equal in both magnitude and direction of force. Because of that, in easy word, when we apply a force to an object, it changes that object acceleration. For example, if a football player pass the ball to his friend and his friend kick the ball to another direction, that player will directly apply the force to the balls and provide the acceleration for the balls to move in acceleration position. Okay, so because I empathy of what have happened in our academic system, there's a lot of problem with online learning because of COVID pandemic. Because of that, I would like to suggest a tutorial on how you can apply this theory of physics in your house by using your surrounding or any kind of object. So let's move this tutorial first. Okay, so as you guys can see, actually Newton law of motion can easily be tested by using any object that you have in your house. As I mentioned in the video, you can test the first law of motion by placing, for example, by using toy balls. You can also use another object by you only placing the object in one position. Okay? Other than that, you can also try to test Newton's second law of motion by applying pressure. For example, I I push the toy balls so that it accelerate because of the force that I apply to it. So are you guys understand? Uh-huh. So there's a lot of things that you can do in order to learn something new only by using your surrounding, because learning science is actually very fun. Everything in our surrounding is actually science. Try to integrate everything you learn. Okay, I think that's all for the presentation for my part. Thank you and stay tuned. Bye.